part 3 of our communion bread video. So the bread's been in the oven. We had it in for 4 minutes. We pierced them again, put them in again, and then I've actually put them in for another 4 minutes, and then we added another couple minutes to it. So if you look here, you can see they're starting to get pretty brown. We're going to give them just a little bit more time. Now the issue is, when I mean a little bit, we're talking like less than a minute, about a minute, and they'll be perfect. But they might not look as golden as they really are because of the light covering of flour on top. So you kind of have to gauge it and take, so you don't want it too golden, because then once you get that flour off, it'll be too much and the top will become, you don't want it to get a hard crust on it. You want it to be a soft crust. All right. Now the other thing is, we'll take them out, we'll let them cool. Then after they cool, we use the brush to, this is a dedicated brush, any kind of dedicated stiff brush that you're not using, you're only using for this purpose, to dust off the flour on the outside. And then really good, you don't break into them while they're still warm, because actually they're still cooking while they're cooling off. And so otherwise it becomes, it won't be quite as nice. One of the other things is when they are done and they're cooled and ready to be used, they have a nice, really dense bread inside. So when they break, they don't crumble or break apart at all. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can see the little ones, this beautiful color to them. Nice little browning on the bottom. That's probably because they were on the stone. If they wouldn't quite be that brown if they weren't on a stone, which is fine. Again, this is just a little extra piece here. Now I could throw these in for another minute or two, but they are sufficient the way they are, or another minute, not or two. That's all it would be. But as you can see, there's a lot of flour on here. These should dust off pretty nicely. So I'm going to set them over here. And just to show you, rather than make yet another video, and so you don't have to wait, but if I bring it over here to the sink, and I use this, you can see how the flour comes off quite easily, and you can see the beautiful brown color. Now, when it's cooler, I'll hold the edges and get the edges a little better. And you want the flour off, one, because it looks better, two, you don't want the people to be eating the flour that way. But voila, there it is. And then to see the back, you need to dust the flour off the back as well. And you're like, well, you can't see the lines very well, but it still breaks very finely, nicely on the lines, believe it or not. So there we are. Thanks so much, and happy bread baking.